In this video, I'll explain you how to tune the violin to Carnatic Shruti. So the Carnatic violin tuning uses Sapa Sapa tuning. So the first string, E string, is tuned to Pa, and the second string is tuned to Sa. Similarly, the third string, D string, is tuned to Pa, and then the fourth string, G string, is tuned to Sa. So you have to use the pegs. There are 4 different pegs. So the first peg, the nearer one, this peg, which is the nearest peg, is used to tune the E string, the first string. So here I'll show you how to tune. If the tuning is sounding low, for example, now the first string sounds very low, you have to increase by moving your hand in the clockwise direction. And you have to be very careful and gentle when tuning, because the strings are under high pressure and tension. So you have to do it in steps actually. So after increasing, you can use an app on Android. It's called DA Tuner. That will show you the frequency as you tune. So then you will know whether you have to increase the frequency or to decrease the frequency. So now I am using the app, and the first string is tuned to 460 Hz. And now the second string can be tuned using the farther peg down further than the first string peg. So this is the second string peg. So you have to move the peg in clockwise direction in small steps. And now the tuning frequency reaches 300 Hz. So you have to increase slightly further. So now we have tuned the 2 strings. It's not fine tuned yet. It's only the rough tuning. And now the third string we will have to tune. So the frequency of the third string we can check, and you have to use the farther peg to tune the D string in the left hand. You can use the right hand to pluck and check the frequency. So now the reading shows 233 Hz for the D string. And now the fourth string is D string. You have to use the peg which is nearest to you to tune this one, and you have to move it in the clockwise in steps. Now we have just tuned the 4 strings, which is not fine tuned. Now the fine tuners are used to make fine adjustments. As you can see, there are 4 fine tuners. So the first string fine tuner will give you the fine tune, that is, whenever there is a difference of 10 to 15 Hz in frequency, you can use to increase or decrease. Moving the fine tuner in the clockwise will increase the frequency and will increase the pitch, and moving it in the anti-clockwise will decrease the tuning. So the frequency tuned to first string is 460. You can reduce it gently and bring down to 455. Similarly, the second string fine tuner you can use to increase the frequency. Now the frequency reaches 311. If we want 320, you have to increase it in the clockwise direction. second string is tuned to 320 Hz. Similarly, the third string, D string, is tuned to 233. If we want 240 Hz, we have to increase 7 Hz and you have to move it in the clockwise direction. Gently you have to move. And now it's reached 240 Hz. Now this D string, it shows 132 Hz. If you want 125 Hz, we have to decrease 7 Hz. So you have to move the fine tuner in the anti-clockwise direction. So now the frequency reaches 125 Hz. In this way, you can easily fine tune the violin using the DA tuner app. And whenever you are using the text, you have to make sure if it is too hard or if it's not very moving easily, then if it's too rigid, then you might have to decrease the peg and then increase further. Otherwise, if you increase the peg, the string might break. So to take care and move it in steps very gently. If you have problems with slipping, sometimes the pegs might be slippery. In that case, you will have to push the peg inside by holding this part of the violin and push the peg inside further, and gently you have to move in steps. So that will fix the problem. You might also find peg paste if the pegs are not in great condition. So the pegs gives the larger difference and the fine tuner gives the smaller difference. That finishes the tuning.